On a roster full of freak athletes, this defender still stands out on film. A linebacker, a safety, a nickel. At 6'2", 220 pounds, he gives this Colorado defense something it's been missing: size, versatility, and playmaking ability. We are about to turn on the tape, and you're going to see exactly why he's going to be a problem in 2026. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without some dope content to react to. What's up, Buffs Nation? Welcome back to another Common Sense Buffs breakdown. Before we get started, quick shout out to Broncos Country Edits for allowing us to react to their content. Link to their channel is in the description. Go show them some love. It's Tuesday, which means we're locked in on film. And today we're breaking down Randon Fontenette, the transfer linebacker, safety, and nickel, who might quietly be one of the most important pieces in Colorado's rebuilt defense. Now, this defense has some freak athletes. Manny Ezeogu, 6'2", 245 pounds, runs a 4.4. Boo Carter, safety, running back, punt returner, a true three-way weapon. But even in a room like that, Fontenette still jumps off the screen, and the first reason why is size. You'll see that immediately when we get into the video, so let's do that right now. 31 games, 13 pass deflections, 1 interception, 140 tackles, 81 solo, 3.5 sacks, which we love to see in a Rob Livingston safety. He's going to use safeties in the box and bring them on the blitz. And I love that he's creating turnovers here with a forced fumble. Let's watch it. Now, one of the things off the top I'm going to have to do on a regular basis is pause it just to find where the players are on the screen. So this is him here, heads up on the tight end. They're going to attempt to run a screen. Watch him blow this play up. He's right here. This is one of the things that he does really well. Now, this is what I'm talking about, the size, man. This is a linebacker. But you'll watch him on film play 3 different positions. This is what Colorado lacked last year, and I think this is what they've added. A lot of size at a lot of different positions, guys who are very versatile and can play wherever the defense needs them and make plays in those opportunities that they get. Watch him blow up this play. This is what we need: tackles for loss and players who are disruptive. Let me stop it right here. Now, this is what I mean by the previous play. He was playing close to the line of scrimmage because it was a bunch formation. They have him lined out here, heads up with the slot receiver, but they bring him on the blitz. Now, you'll see him multiple times on this video play this through on the slot receiver. Oftentimes, in a lot of offenses, your slot receiver is going to be your best route runner. You have a defensive coordinator in the Vanderbilt defensive coordinator who trusted a guy who was 6'2", 220 pounds to play essentially the nickel corner against slot receivers in the SEC. That is how elite he is in pass coverage. Let's watch him come now on the blitz. This is another thing I like about him on the blitz. He gets big. He gets big. He gets downhill quickly, but he gets big. He puts his hands up, right? So even if he can't get to the quarterback on the sack, he's going to be able to deflect the ball. And because he's so big, a lot of guys end up just taking the sack because they know they can't get the ball over him. And there's a sack. He's a very good blitzer. All right, let's stop it. Let's find him. This is him right here playing in the box, right? Kind of like, Colorado played a lot of 4-2-5. But with him down in the box, man, he's that third linebacker right here. So for a run-heavy team like the or run-heavy conference like the Big 12 is, you love to see a guy like this playing for you down in the box to try to stop the run. Gets big again. You're not going to be able to get throws to the flat or screens over top of him on the blitz. Where is he? Now he's a little bit deeper. He's right here, right behind the referee, right? So now they could either drop him back, right, into coverage, or they could bring him forward. Let's see how they use him right now. He sits. Good things happen when you run to the ball. This is what they tell defensive players all the time. Run to the ball. Right place, right time. And you see the speed there. He's 6'2", but he has some speed. Watch him take it to the house. And gets there. You love to see it. You love to see a pick six. I love when the defense puts points up on the board. Real NFL size here, guys. 6'2", 220 pounds. Right? So he could play linebacker. That's no problem for him. He could play safety. He's comfortable doing that. And you're going to see him in multiple situations being the nickel defender over the slot. He's also built for that. So he has that versatility, which allows the defense to stay aggressive without substituting, man. You don't have to take him off the field. You know, they can come out in 4 wide. He can stay out on the field. They can come in double tight end with 2 running backs. He can stay out on the field. He's the guy who can play all downs for you on defense. Now, this is him now playing free safety. Right, just look at the size on film, man. This is your deep safety here. It is 3rd and a whole lot, 3rd and 17. So no longer do they have him in the box now. They're going to drop him out, and watch how quickly he gets off the hash and almost picks this ball off. He's on the left hash right now. He's probably reading the quarterback's eyes. He gets off the hash and almost picks it off on the sideline. You want to have that kind of center field range, even though, you know, he can play nickel or play in the linebacker. When you drop him back to free safety, you want to see him be able to play center field like that. I think this is him right here at the top of the screen. I think they're going to use him here on the blitz. Let's watch it. All right. Now, Ewers is not a running quarterback, right? But you're going to see what he does. He cuts off all 3 options. So let's say you got a guy who could really take off and run with this football. You're going to see as the play develops, like the quarterback has an opportunity to run this way, right? And try to, with the blitz coming, he could try to duck under him and run this way. But you'll see how he positions himself so he cuts off all 3 options. He's going to cut off this run to the inside. He's going to take away, I think they're going to try to get this guy in the flat. He's going to take away the flat, and he's going to take away the opportunity for the quarterback to spin out and try to get around him this way. Just watch how he positions himself here on the blitz. He takes away all 3 options. 1, 2, 3. And he gets the sack. You're not going to throw it over me. You're not going to duck inside of me, and you're not going to spin out. I'm going to get this sack. You love to see it. You see a lot of guys miss that tackle, either getting ducked in or getting spun out. This is him again. This is against Texas. Number 5, Texas in the country. They have him lined up here in the nickel slot position up against a slot wide receiver playing for Texas, guys. This is not a guy who is a liability on the field because of his size. He is deceptively fast, and he is a good cover, you know, I don't know what to call him, cover corner, right? But watch him, and you saw this a lot with Cam Silman-Craig and Shiloh Sanders in the first year of Rob Livingston in Colorado. You're going to see a lot of this year in 2026 with a guy like Randon Fontenette. Again, he always gets big. You're not going to get that cheap dump off over my head. I'm going to get big, and I'm still get to you. All right, this is him right here in coverage. So this is in the red zone. This is again against Texas. They're down, right? 1 touchdown. I don't know if this is DeAndre Moore. I cannot make out if this is a 0 or not. Okay, so I don't know who this slot wide receiver is. It could be Moore because this looks like a 0. He's playing him man to man. Watch him play a slot wide receiver at 6'2", 220 pounds. He's there. Even though he gets beat to the inside, he still recovers. I think that's DeAndre Moore. Yeah, I think that's Moore. He still recovers. Again, this is him in the slot. All right. Watch the football instincts. He's already ready to go. He's already reading the play. Right. This is film study right here. Watch how he just bench presses this guy and almost looks like an edge player on how he gets the sack on this quarterback. Watch it. Bench press, spin out, gets the sack. Yeah, that is your free safety for Colorado. Where is he? I think this might be him right. Or no, I think that this is him lined up in the slot here. Let's watch it. Right there. Right there. They're willing to cover him, right? It's third and short. They're willing to put him in coverage. Tries to just run a lazy route and sit across the middle. Fontenette reads it. It's a pass breakup. Again, this is him right here. This is against LSU. He is playing against real competition here, guys. This is him against LSU. This is, I think, Kyron Lacey when he played for LSU before he transferred to Ole Miss. You could put him on a true slot receiver. You could put him on a shifty running back like Lacey, and he can cover them as well. He gets beat, but he recovers. Plays through the hands. And this is where that strength comes into play, guys. All right, I believe this is him here. Again, lined up in the slot. You're going to see him sink back. He's going to let this guy go to the inside because he reads the quarterback who wants the outside man, number 0. He's going to break on this ball and almost pick it off. Again, this is great football instincts. Breaks on the ball, almost picks it off. Now they're going to bring the running back in motion. He's going to go with the running back. All right, so you know it's man-to-man, right? Quarterback's like, okay, it's man-to-man. And let's watch him break up this play and get this tackle for loss. This is against number 11, South Carolina, right? He's playing against real competition. He reads the screen, and he's immediately on it for the tackle for loss. Now, let me show you this play design. Why would you try to block Randon Fontenette? They're going to try to block him with this guard right here. He ducks underneath that block and gets the tackle on the screen. Watch this guard try to – he's late. He can't get out there fast enough. Ducks underneath, tackle for loss. This is him right here again in the slot. Oh, is that Ezeogu? Yeah, hey, he had a fumbling problem at Colorado. Yeah, this is Ezeogu. I could recognize the 23 here and by a little bit of his movement. He takes the check down right here, which is the smart play to make. And then Randon, even though he couldn't get there to make the immediate tackle, created the turnover. Get there, first down, strips the ball. You want to see your defenders creating turnovers. Oh, it's a fumble. All right, where is he? He's out here again. Now, I think this guy's going to try to run a quick slant on him. You can see, man, he's not going to let you cut across his face. It has happened, but he recovers. Watch him play this slant right here. Try to cut across. Nope. None of that. Right here again. He reads it. The 2nd and 12, they probably get 2 yards. You want to see guys being able to make a short tackle like that. This is against Tennessee. I think this is him in a true free safety. Now, this is something that we lack sorely in 2025. Somebody in this free safety spot really making guys regret coming across the middle and catching the ball. So he's going to be the deep guy here. He's going to read it. He's going to just tattoo this guy and break this pass up. Throws it. Nope. You want to hear pads cracking in Colorado like that in 2026. All right. That's it, guys. Short review, but there was a lot to see there. You saw him play linebacker. You saw him come down in the box and essentially play a linebacker. You saw him blitz, right? His defensive coordinator could trust him to blitz and get to the quarterback. Or if you can't get to the quarterback, bat the ball down. But certainly not get, juked out of your shoes because you're over pursuing the play. You could see that he was a patient blitzer, making sure that he cut off all options for the quarterback where they essentially just gave up the sack. So love to see that. You saw him take on blocks and shed blocks. You saw him fit gaps, strike with leverage, disengage, and finish, right? He's a great tackler. Those reps are what lead to tackles for loss. Already mentioned that he's great in the blitz game. But when you put it all together for this guy, right, his size, his versatility, his speed, his physicality, the ability to blitz, you see why he's going to be such a critical piece for this Colorado team. So Colorado isn't just rebuilding talent, they're rebuilding identity on defense. Fontenette gives them flexibility without substitution, physicality in space, and pressure without missing the tackle. That's how modern defenses win. I expect announcers to be calling Randon Fontenette's name a lot in 2026, not because he's going to be the flashy guy, but because he's always going to be around the ball. And when you show up on film like this, the field finds you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, run up the score by hitting the like and subscribe button. Drop a comment and let me know. Where do you see Fontenette lining up most this season? This is Common Sense Buffs. Film first, film always. Until next time, peace.